G'day fellas, and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the southwest side of the map, playing in the color red as the Delhi Sultanate, it's the Muslim. And on the northeast side of the map, playing as the Rus in the color green, it's Salami. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the pit. We're here today on the pup as we watch two players go up against each other on the brand new patch. It's going to be joining us in, well, I don't know the exact date, but I would suspect it's sometime after Season 3 finishes. And we'll probably get it for maybe a day or two, and then Season 4, we're straight on in, diving in very, very quickly. So let's talk a little bit about what we can expect to see today, or maybe what we can hope to see today. That might be something a little bit different. When it comes to the Rus, obviously the Kremlin has been the flavor of the week, and it's been great to see. I haven't seen many people pull it off with success yet, though. That's going to be the main thing, is can you pull off a Kremlin with success? Are you able to utilize the militia that come from the Kremlin and actually pull out some value? I think that's the big question, because obviously at the end of the day, you might be able to, let's say you go to the Kremlin and you get the militia, and that gives you, or they cost 100 resources. And let's say you go and send them over to your enemy base and you idle the enemy, and you idle, say, 100 villages or 100 resources worth of villager time. So it's a net, it's not a benefit for you, but like it's still not a bad thing. But then you compare that to the Golden Gate, and you're getting a bonus from the Golden Gate. You're taking 100 gold and you're putting it into 150 stone. So you're getting something from that. So it's important to remember that we don't want to just break even with our Kremlin. We actually want to be doing some sort of tangible damage to our enemy. And that's the key difference here. So I would be surprised if we did see the Kremlin come out. But at the same time, knowing Salami and knowing that we're on the pup, this isn't ranked. And even if it was ranked, he doesn't really care that much about his ranking anyway. You know what? He's probably going to go the Kremlin. You'd be crazy not to go the Kremlin on a pup like this. But when it comes to the Muslim, obviously for the Delhi Sultanate, this civilization at the moment hasn't really had their feudal age landmarks changed. So that's going to be one thing to note. So it's not going to look too different in the feudal age. Where it starts to get different is the castle age. Obviously, we've got some pretty crazy techs that have opened up for the Delhi Sultanate. Dome of the Faith is going to be coming down, so you can expect that it's probably going to be a cavalry opening coming through from the Muslim. But yeah, where the main difference is for the Delhi Sultanate is going to be in that castle age. They've got a lot of new things going on for them, a lot of new techs, which we'll get to see as the game goes on. Because for this matchup, for this civilization in particular, castle age is going to be a very important component of their game plan. But we do see a Kremlin coming up, and look at this Kremlin on the sacred site next to the boar. Very nice use here by Salami of the Kremlin. And I think this is pretty smart, right? Like, the forward Kremlin comes in. The range on the Kremlin should also be able to provide lumber camp bonus down here if he wants to go for it. But the 8 villages are very easily going to be transferable over onto the boar. He can put the boar, he can actually lure the boar down towards this area down here, and he can put the hunting cabin here. That way it's on the edge of the wood. Whether he actually does that or not is going to be another question. I mean, you could just go for the safe option, which is to throw it underneath the Kremlin, or even put it on the berries. That way you've got like the double stack right there. But I think if you want to go for like the maximum greed play, right here is the perfect hunting cabin. But over towards the base of the Muslim, we do hear some call outs coming through. What's on that north side? Now, we can't check in with the bounty of these villages, but we can guarantee you that there's at least 100 bounty, because they do have the hunter's boon. And now look at this, we've got the boar. Oh, it's a new boar strategy that's come in. You can kill the boar with the Kremlin, the ultimate Kremlin strategy coming in right there. He throws down the hunting cabin right next to it as well. Now, I hope he's going to have room to get all 8 villages around there, because I do find if you kill the boar too close to a building, in particular too close to a hunting cabin, it will kind of bug out. So let's watch and wait and see. And it looks like all the vills... Oh, yep, all the vills do manage to get in there. So very nice stuff there from Salami. Great use of the Kremlin. And do we see the militia coming out just yet? It doesn't look like the militia are yet to make it onto the field. Does have access to them here through the levying ability. And we can see he tried to do a force drop there. Didn't have quite enough. Now he should have an... Oh, never mind. There we go. There's the militia coming out right there. So 6 militia onto the field, 4 minutes 50. Nice and early. Now remember, they do counter cavalry. When I say counter, I mean that they get bonus damage against cavalry, but they don't really counter them. They barely do any damage, to be honest. But we do see them moving across the map now. Salami going to try and find a way to do some damage here. I think it did get scouted out by the Muslim, though. He'll definitely see it now. As they begin to move in, villagers going to try their best to get through. No surround coming in. Stable is going to get up. He could look to do some damage here. He's still got them for 50 seconds, which is quite a lot of time. Going to cause more idle damage or more idle time over here on the wood villages. So it's a pretty idle economy. In fact, all 3 resources are going to be idled out here completely for the Muslim. So this is a high value militia. Really good use of the Kremlin. Honestly, I don't think you can get any better than this. And look at this, Salami already coming in, trying to be very cheeky. Didn't go for the picket fence, and you can't actually do the picket fence as well as you once could. You can still technically do it, but the problem that you're going to have is just a single scout can come through and siege down that picket fence very, very easily. And still we've got this patrol coming in. The militia doing a great job. Villager out here. Villager might go down. He tries to get the surround on it. Isn't going to be able to find it. 7 seconds remaining. And now bringing the militia over towards the villager, which is getting harassed by the horseman. Runs for the picket. And here you can see 25 health on these walls. So I think it will take 2 torches to take it down. And it looks like, for the most part, the Muslims should be A-okay when it comes to this central location. As long as he's able to get villagers down here or something to block this. Normally you want to go for a wall yourself and just try and wall to stop your enemy from getting the complete wall. And we do see 3 sacred sites, or 3 scholars now beginning to move out on the map very early here. He's moving out with a minute to go. This is a lot earlier than what you normally see. Normally, I leave it until about 30 seconds. I think that's about fine, because once you pop them out, then it's gonna the timer will go from 30 seconds up to like 42 seconds. But you can see he's burning through those walls now. Sacred Site 1 is going to be captured. Sacred Site 2 going to be captured. And Sacred Site 3 is going to have a bit more of a difficult time. Let's see how quickly the Muslim can react to this, okay? At the same time, how quickly can his opponent react to this? Should be able to one-shot it. There we go. We do see 8 villagers inside. And it's going to be a dead scholar. 150 gold's worth of scholar down the drain. Now, of course, that's only going to be 90 gold for the Delhi. But still, a nice little loss right there. And he does find out about the Kremlin's position. And now he works on the defensive. Where does he go from here? So he should be able to capture 2 sacred sites at the very least. This third one looks highly unlikely. You're not going to be able to really contest a Kremlin. If you do bring enough scholars, you should be able to. But I suspect he's probably just going to look to go for 2 sacred sites and then transition into castle age play. Over on Salami's side of the map, though, what is he up to? I think that's going to be another question. And it looks like he's going to be going for a stable knight coming out here as well. Could look to challenge this sacred site in the north. Now, it does have a scout out, but his scout's not really doing what it should be. And the scout should be up here on the sacred site, stopping that from ever getting taken. Next militia is coming, or set of militia is coming down. They need to be heading towards this sacred site. And we've already got the knight coming out to do it, so he's going to be looking to take out the scholar here. Should be successful with this. Sacred site in the north will get captured. These guys last for another 60 seconds, so they should be able to do the decap. And the sacred site in the north does get captured, but very, very quickly. So he can send 1 to the sacred site. All 5 can chase that scholar away. And that knight, you can see just how annoying this knight is. He needs to rally in a second one. He's got a couple of spears, or a couple of archers. But what's the point in making archers here? And it looks like the knight is going to be going down. Scout going to be chasing this back. Horseman going to go down on top of the sacred site. And it looks like the one in the center is going to get captured. And now we see archers moving out. He's trying his best to take down that scholar. And look at him go. He's going for it as best he can. But it looks like the scholar will survive. And the horseman able to clean it up. The Muslim walks away with 2 sacred sites. This is exactly what he wants right now. 2 sacred sites is game-winning gold generation. That is what we're talking. Now, obviously, he loses the sacred site in the north. But he's already got about 150 gold from it. So that's really, really nice for him. On top of that, another scholar can easily come out, and these units are going to disappear in 6 seconds, so he knows he can just bide his time. Sacred site in the middle, though, going to be contested. We start to see the counter walls coming up from the Muslim. Now, the question is, where does Salami go from here? He's got a lot of food that's stacked up, but he's not really doing much with it at this point. Archer going to be coming out. Knight going to be decapping, but he should be easily able to hold this sacred site. We can't, unfortunately, get rid of this sacred site banner. I wish there was an option. I wish there was something that I could do to get rid of that. The sacred site, like, I promise you guys, I can tell you right now, this is a sacred site, right? Like, we don't need to know that that's the sacred site. This little Anyway, you guys know what I mean. Sometimes I just give it up. Compounder the defender now going to be coming down for the Muslim. Nice little spot here. So this is going to open up a couple of options to him. Most notably, it's going to open up his ability to go into village fortresses, which is, in my opinion, the best way to play the Delhi now because it actually gives you longevity. So previously, the Delhi have been a very much all-in civ. Basically, you've got one timing option anywhere between, say, 14 minutes to 22 minutes that you can look to kill your enemy with. And if you fail in that timing, you will be repelled and you will lose the game. However, the Delhi now have another option, and that is the gathering of stone into multiple keeps and using those keeps as town centers. And it enables you to have both that timing and also to have an economy behind it. So I think the question is not going to be so much as to whether there's going to be keeps, but rather how many keeps there are going to be. Because a keep, obviously, you want to go for something defensive right here, should be nice. At the same time, maybe move one up towards this position here as well. And then up towards the north side. But the new age comes through. Spearmen going to be moving out. There are a couple of archers on the backside here. Hardened upgrade has come through. But it's not really going to matter. As you can see, the horsemen are just able to dish out so much damage to those archers. Knight will come through onto the back line. Cleaning them up. Relics starting to get picked up. We hear the relics getting picked up. There's 3 relics picked up. Give me the 4th one. There's the 4th one. 4 relics gone. Bam, bam, bam. One of the world's best players right there, demonstrating the Delhi bonus. And we do see it is going to be village fortresses coming through right now. 3 minutes and 30 seconds until that arrives. And once that gets online, you're going to have villagers out the wazoo. You're not going to know what you're going to do with all your villagers. That's going to be you on the Delhi. You're going to have that many damn villagers. It's going to be otherworldly. But over on the other side of the map, speaking of otherworldly, we see a very heavy commitment to feudal age with a double blacksmith now coming out for Salami. Very keen to get those upgrades. Sacred Site in the north neutralized. And Knights, or rather Lance, is going to be coming out, and he does manage to take out multiple relic-carrying scholars. Another scholar going to be coming out here. Will he spot it out? Militia, they actually don't get upgraded. Well, actually, I don't know if they get upgraded. Do they get upgraded with their ages? I'm not sure. Big push coming out. Does get the charge onto the scholar. Even though it didn't look like it was anywhere near it, he still somehow managed to hit it. And now more units coming to rally towards these relics. He's able to protect this one on the backside. So only 2 relics at the moment in the bag for the Muslim. Not the best. Ideally, you want to have all 4 of those relics in pretty soon after you age up. But it's still not bad. Now, I think the big question for me is, are we actually going to see elephants come out from the Muslim? Because I feel like in this matchup, you can probably afford to go for elephants, mainly because of the ranged armor buff. So normally, you know, I'd be tempted as the Rus to go for horse archers here, but horse archers doesn't make sense because with the buff to ranged armor, it means that the horse archers are going to be doing barely any damage. So let's wait and see how that goes. And there's the first keep coming down for the Muslim in the north of the map. Now, I don't see any villagers on the way just yet. Where are these villagers coming from? There's the... Oh, I do take that back. First keep in the middle of the map. Second keep is up here. This man's got a lot of stone to throw down. And keep gonna get pushed back for the moment. He looks to begin sieging it down, and with that, no additional... Or is he committing to this? He's actually going to commit to this keep. Very impressive from the Muslim, but I feel Lord Doubt smiling upon him. 17 villagers here at the moment. We've got a couple of knights also going to be rolling in. Crossbows in the backside as well. The archer number here is very impressive, though, from Salami, and he looks to be doing pretty well. We also see a wall coming up for him at the moment. I'm not sure exactly what happened there behind the scenes, but it looks like the Lancer numbers are doing a pretty decent job. He's got the Spearmen in the choke point, but the Lancers are being backed up by these crossbows. And villagers do come around from that other side. And it looks like the keep will get up. Lord Dowd not going to be smiling too brightly today upon the Muslim as he looks to secure up this central sacred site. Salami does get the wall off, but the sacred site is still held. And so it begs the question, sure, we got the wall up, but at the end of the day, are we going to be able to take the sacred site? And my fear is that we're not. I don't think how do you take this sacred site now? Because this keep is just going to fire infinitely down upon it. And checking in with village fortresses. 30 seconds to go. 30 seconds to go. Normally, this keep would be only researching villager fortresses now and give it 5 minutes, which means you've got 4:30 as a head start, and that is so many villagers. That's 13.5 villagers that you're going to have over a person or over the previous Delhi. Remember, you can also use this as the town center, which means that you can gather gold from this gold vein. So you can just rally your villagers to this gold vein and it's going to do all the work for you. No need to throw down a mining camp. There's Villager Fortress coming through, or Village Fortress coming in now. And do we see villagers? Yeah, there they are. And he's rallying all the way over to the stone. Yeah. Oh yeah. This is getting good. This is getting real good. Knights looking to move across the map. Salami reaches the castle edge, throws down a pretty good high trade house, 179. Spears on the front side. Going to be able to do most of the damage here, but we do have the scholars on the back. And that's what's going to be concerning, because those heals are coming through. But remember, scholars now do reduced healing to units that are in combat. They don't heal as much as they once used to. Spearman tries to take out the Lancer, not going to be successful. And it looks like this push will get shut down. Salami doing a decent job to hold on. And now we've got that high trade house, 179. Remember, it's also received a buff in the most recent patch. Now, all 4 relics did eventually get captured here by the Muslim. Only 1 remains. It's this nice safe one over on the east side for Salami. And we start to see the next upgrades coming through. It's going to be boiling oil into court architects, into slow burning defenses. Interestingly, goes for court architects before slow burning defenses. I would have figured, you know what? It's only 2 minutes. Just throw it in there. You know, the difference between court architects coming in 12 minutes or 14 minutes, it's not huge. But maybe that burning defenses coming in 2 minutes will make a difference. Sacred Slate in the middle, still uncontested. We do hear relics getting picked up and put down somewhere. I'm not sure what this is all about. It might just be a little bit of misclicking. But now the second keep is up. And do we see a third keep going to get thrown down? I suspect if it's going to be thrown down anywhere, probably gets thrown down somewhere around here, used as a staging ground for this third Sacred Site. There we see it come down now, which definitely makes sense. Really nice defensive position here. We'll be able to use it as a staging ground. Can obviously throw a trebuchet or a siege workshop down here to begin trebuchets as he marches towards the Kremlin. But we'll obviously need an additional keep somewhere around here, I think, would be quite good. Right on the doorstep of that Sacred Site, and should give him pretty solid protection against any kind of potential attacks. Now, one of the things to note is that Salami's not scaling here. He didn't go for a super quick second town center. He went for early aggression with the Kremlin. And I feel like that's kind of like... It's one of those things where we're still working through it. And so once Salami finds it, he'll find it. But I can't help but feel like a second town center will work very well with the Kremlin. Just because the extra resources are going to be very welcome when you've bought yourself so much space with the Kremlin. Keep still rallying villagers out. Third keep up. Remember, these guys acting as town centers. So right now, Muslim has got the equivalent of 4 town centers. 5 town centers. Producing villagers here. He's got so many villagers, and this villager count is going absolutely wild at the moment. He's got a 10 villager spread at the moment, but you wait. You give the man 2 minutes and see how far he's ahead. And I suspect it would be huge, right? Like 1 town center in 2 minutes will make 6 villages. 5 town centers will make 30 villages. That's the difference. And look at him already pulling ahead. 14 vills now. Almost up 15. Stone wall going to be coming up. But we see a siege workshop, and it's going to be straight into rams. Interestingly, making the siege workshop for rams, but I don't think that's necessarily bad. I do like the rams being added in on the siege workshop. It makes it much... I feel like when I'm investing in a treb, there's so much that I have to do to get that treb. The wood cost, the gold cost, I've got to wait the time. Whereas the ram, I feel like I can just get that right now. So there's a big advantage to having that ram available. Another wall layer coming through for Salami. Stone wall comes up completely. But the first of the rams is out. Beginning to work down the stone wall gate. Remember, when you take down that gate, it's going to take down the pieces of the wall to the side as well. So it's always a priority to take down the gate. In addition to that, the gate also has less health than the wall. Actually, oh, they changed it. It used to be the wall was 3,500 and the gate was 3,000. Now the gate's also got 3,000. Okay, never mind. So they reduced the health on the walls, but not the health on the gates. Interesting. I didn't think about that. But look how quickly it comes down. That's wild, dude. 400 damage on each of these, and the wall comes down. Huge amount of damage, honestly. I did not expect that stone wall to come down so quickly. That's impressive. Honestly, I like the idea of just rallying like a siege workshop over towards the wall and let the ram do its work. That's kind of wild, isn't it? Second technology has now come through. It's going to be boiling oil. So all of the keeps now have got access to boiling oil. And how many keeps have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, and the town center. We've got enough resources for a 5th keep. I like this position right here. It's just at the top of the ramp. gives you a really good spot. Able to defend from multiple angles, and we do see the first of the elephants is now out on the field. It's going to be a war elephant, 7 ranged armor. And look at this, crossbow is going to be taking the high ground. Salami saying, your wall, my wall, baby. And the battering rams are coming through, but that boiling oil dishing out some damage right there. And look how many rams we've got in here. Crossbow is able to take down the war elephant, doing a pretty decent job as he gets blocked. War elephant releasing the spear, but the scholar's going to be coming in, looking to help out with a little bit of a helping hand. But he's able to take out the keep. And the new Delhi, he's struggling at this point in time, but remember, he is scaling. He is scaling infinitely. He's got that many villages that he's potentially going to have in the future. It's one of those things where it's like it's only a matter of time before his resources get to a point. That was really weird. Did you guys hear that? Like, the castle crashed, but we kind of like missed half of the audio. Report that one to the devs. Villager count, 100 villagers to 59. As I was mentioning before, village fortresses, absolutely insane. I genuinely think this might have been a busted change. The fact that they took village fortress, put it inside that landmark, and then reduced the time it takes as well is wild. It is absolutely wild, and the elephant's trying to hold on. He needs to pull these elephants to the front line. Keep going to be coming up as well. On this backside, looking to defend. Remember, the boiling oil is here. 15 villagers jumping inside of it, and will repel for the moment. So Salami going to have to head back to the drawing board. We'll need to get more rams out, and we can see still producing overtime. These rams are coming non-stop, and I'm loving these use of rams, honestly. I feel like rams have been such a niche feudal unit for so long, and it's great to see them getting use now in other ages. We've seen them brought out in Imperial Age. We see them brought out today in the Castle Age, and it's absolutely great to see. Now, when it comes to keeps, look at these keeps getting thrown down. And this is what I was talking about, right? Like, it just gets to the point where it's like, I'm just gonna gather stone and build keeps because they're town centers, right? Like, it's a defensive line, but at the same time, it's a town center, and it's a cheap town center, and it's a really easy to macro town center. Normally, a TC is 400, 350. Now your town center is 600 stone, and it's just 600 stone flat. So you could go over here, you gather this, and you're like, great, I've got 2 town centers from that. I don't have to think about it. I just gather the resources, put down the keeps, and now I've got town centers. So we see 3 more keeps getting thrown down now by the Muslim. He's in a pretty solid defensive position, we can say that much. But the ram numbers are increasing. Now, does boiling oil do more damage to rams? Because it does 32 hot oil damage, and that's siege. And the ram has 0 armor versus siege, which means that it would take 16 boiling oils, or thereabouts, 32 damage, so 32 damage, so 10, yeah, about what, 14 boiling oils, and the cooldown on boiling oil is 9 seconds, so 9 times 14 is a lot, 128, so 128 seconds, so more than 2 minutes under your keeps. Now remember that boiling oils stack, so take that 100 and what was it, 114 seconds? Was it 100? I can't remember exactly what it was. Yeah, and divide it by 3. But obviously you can't throw boiling oil that far. And look at this, throwing the farms down. We got to get a picture of this. Village fortresses are absolutely amazing. Look at that right there. This is the new style of Delhi. I don't think we expected to see this. And now battering rams making the charge towards the new Delhi base. Elephants looking to try and defend the position. Focusing down the battering rams, not having a whole lot of luck. He's still focusing the battering rams. Stop focusing the battering rams. Kill the enemy units. Crossbows moving in as well. Remember, these elephant archers, or these archer elephants, are not armored. You need spears to stop these bad boys. You need mass archers to stop these bad boys. And that's what makes it so hard to deal with. And he's just able to sit on the back line, pumping out elephants non-stop. Look at the elephant defense right now coming in from the Muslim, defending his entire base with the elephants. We've got a little bit of a landmark snipe attempt. First landmark will be going down. He's got 2 more behind it. This battering ram seems almost certain to take it down. 3 more rams going to be rolling in. And we have got a very solid elephant defense coming in right now from the Muslim. The landmark he's attempting to take him out, but I'll be honest, I don't think he will. I think the Muslim's just letting him have a little bit of fun here. Villagers do join the party looking to take down the battering rams, and there's a lot of rams here, but at the same time, court architects still not in yet. We can see it at about 60% at the moment. Looks like villagers are repairing on the landmark. Quite a lot of villagers here as well, and slowly the elephants are going to clean up the battering rams, and there's just way too many villagers at this point. Salami will bring the UI back in. It's 128 villagers against 69. It's a crazy amount of villagers here. And the Palace of the Sultan is going to come down. And good game gets called before it can finish. Very well played by Muslim. A beautiful elephant defense. Fellas, go check out these two creators. I'll leave links in the description of where you can catch Salami and Muslim. They both stream in English. They're both on Twitch and they're both live right now. So go say good day and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.